Hey guys, so today I want to talk about recovering after suffering. Um, I feel like it's not really something that we talk about very often as a society. It's like we're expected to deal with heartbreak silently and by ourselves, and I don't necessarily feel like that's how we should deal with it. Um, what really sparked this in me is we've been talking about strengths in our social work classes, and we were listing off some strengths that a person might have. This was a couple weeks ago, and one was resiliency. And in my life and everything that's happened, I've overcome a lot. And this is not me. I hope you know this is not me bragging. I know that I've been through some circumstances that weren't ideal, and therefore I have overcome those and come through on the other side. There's one person that's very important in my life, and she's always constantly telling me that I'm so resilient. She's like, Skylar, you are so resilient, and never amazes me how much you go through, and it never ceases to amaze me how much you go through and how you just come out and you survive and you thrive. You don't just barely make it, but you thrive in it. And she's like, you're just so resilient, and I can't get enough of like how much you amaze me. She tells me this all the time, and I don't think I understood the magnitude of what she was saying until recently, and how much of a compliment it is. Because to me, I don't see myself as that. I don't see myself as, you know, coming out thriving or coming out a hero or anything like that. And she's told me that before, and that's just not how I see myself. So I didn't really understand the full magnitude of what she was saying until recently. But anyways, I just want to talk to you guys about some of the things that I have found that have helped me in those times. Maybe you've been broken up with and you had a really hard time with it, or you're still going through that really hard time, where you feel like you're alone and nobody's ever gonna love you again, and you feel down and depressed and you don't know how to get out of it. And or maybe you came out and your family totally disregarded you. They cast you aside and threw you out of the house, or something like that. Or maybe you just feel down and you feel alone and you feel like it's not going to get better. But regardless of what the situation is, you're suffering. Somehow, some way you're suffering, and we all suffer. That's the first thing you have to know, is we all suffer. And yes, you might be sitting here listening to this. You might be thinking, yes, okay, yeah, okay, somebody had a paper cut on their finger and so they're suffering. Yeah, we all suffer. Okay, haha, so funny. It's different for me though. I'm really suffering. I'm going through this horrible time, and you don't understand. You don't get it. No, I get it. I really do. I haven't said hardly anything about what all has happened in my life in the videos, because I don't feel like it's important to harp on those. I feel like it's important to harp on overcoming versus going through things. Um, what has really gotten me through these times though of failure or feeling like it or being alone and depression is a little bit of everything, really. You have to know that you can do it. You have to rely on yourself. And those times that I felt so alone that I didn't feel like anybody that was there for me. And there have been times that, like, genuinely there weren't. There was nobody there for me but myself. And I was the only one that could pull myself through. If you're in that position, do it. You have to, because who else is going to? Nobody else is going to be there to pull you through it. And yes, it's gonna be hard, and yes, it's gonna suck, and it's not gonna be easy, and it might take a while, but you can do it. You can definitely do it. When you're suffering and you're depressed and you feel like nothing is going right and you're going into this hole that you're never able to get out of, you have to cling to those moments that are okay. And by cling, I mean like grasp at them like they're your last few breaths of life, because that's exactly what they are. If you get, if you are having the worst day ever and someone compliments you, or you win $1 off of a $3 lottery ticket, or something small, you find a penny on the floor outside, grasp onto that. Any moment that is positive, grasp onto it and hold on to it for dear life. And once you start seeing things that are positive and stop focusing on things that are so terrible, you can get through it. It's partly changing your point of view and your own attitude. And by that, I'm not trying to be offensive, I'm trying to be realistic. If you're only focusing on everything that's bad, then that's all that you're going to be able to see. You have to start focusing on things that are positive, no matter how small, how minute they may be. That's what you have to focus on. And you have to tell yourself over and over and over that you can do this. I've got this. Yes, it sucks today, but today's one day, and there's so many, and it's not always going to be like this. Even if you don't believe it yourself at first, eventually it'll start to get better. And I know that saying sounds so cliche now, and to a certain extent it is, but it really does. It's not always bad, it's not always horrible, and you're not always gonna feel like your heart was ripped out of your chest and then stomped on and then set on fire. It's not always gonna feel like that. And those are the moments that you have to strive for, are those moments where you can feel like you can breathe again. For me, after transitioning, after coming into my own being, into who I really am, I felt so much better. And dealing with things, even like dealing with negative things, I deal with them so much better because I'm not having to deal with almost an identity crisis at the same time. I'm not having to deal with trying to be somebody that I'm not, or being forcibly seen in society as somebody that I'm not. And that really has helped. But even before then, applying those things in my life really helped me get through them. And trust me, I've had some really, really low moments. And I won't talk about those right now. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. But I've had some really, really low moments to where it didn't feel like I was going to survive. I didn't feel like I was going to make it, and not like I was in a terrible, death defying situation, but mentally I didn't feel like I was going to be able to handle it. And sometimes I didn't know if I would be able to live because I didn't have money or I didn't have a house. But you gotta focus on the good. And sometimes that's all you can do. Remain positive, because that negativity is just gonna drag you down. It's just gonna reinforce the idea that you're not gonna make it, it's not gonna be okay. And then, especially in breakups, get out. Do not stay at the house by yourself. That's gonna make it worse, especially if you guys are living together. Do not do that. No. That just makes it worse, and you're sitting there and you're moping every day, and that's just reinforcing that same idea that, hey, I'm gonna be alone. Even if it means going out by yourself to the library, it's still a change in scenery. It's not those places, that you guys spent together, or all those memories where it's not all places that you reminisce about past times. And if maybe the library is a place that you guys went together, go somewhere else. Go somewhere that you haven't been with that person. But if you're feeling really, really down, it's best not to just be alone. Yes, I said earlier that if you are alone and you are in that situation, then you've got to remind yourself that it'll be okay, that it'll be better. But at the same time, don't just sit still and wallow. And I use that term a lot because pity parties for yourself aren't going to get you anywhere. It's just going to make you feel worse. And so, if you don't have anybody, if you feel like you're down, don't stay in one place. Don't sit still. Go out. Go to the park. Walk around. Go get some ice cream. I don't care if it's by yourself. Hey, that ice cream still tastes good. Unless you're lactose intolerant. Then you should get, I don't know, sherbet if it's sugar. Well, if it's milk free, lactose free, dairy free. Get something that you can have with your diet. You know what I'm saying. But anyways, regardless of that, you can do it. I'm not some miracle worker that just knows how to get over things. And you might be thinking, you know me, and yes, I am some miracle worker that just knows how to get over things. But I guarantee you, like, I was there too. I've been there. I've been in those times where I think that I can't do it. But that's whenever I just continue to push forward, because I realized, being so far down, that there was nowhere else to go unless I chose to do something that would hurt everyone, and I couldn't do that. And so the only place to go was up, and to do that, I had to change my attitude to be able to get out of that mess. Because if I didn't change my attitude, nobody else was going to, because I'm the only one that's in control of that. You can do it. You can get over whatever it is. You can pull through whatever it is. And eventually, you'll be okay. And you know what? These times of trials and heartache and just desperation to feel better, they're gonna make you so much stronger. And one day you're gonna be in this position that I'm in, where people are telling you that you're resilient, that you're strong, that you're their hero. And those are the days that you have to strive for. You can do it.